Hey, there we go. There we go. What's up, everybody?
What's up, fella?
What's going on, Big Daddy? I'm just letting everybody know on the old Instagrammy that we are live.
Oh, we already got. Well, we had 4. We got 3 people right off the bat.
Off the rip. We're off to a good start here, brother. We are off to a good start. Let's see. Here we go. Letting these folks know that we're live.
Oh, 4 people.
How's everybody doing? Who we got in the house? Who we got in the house? Say what's up. Say what's up. Who's in the house? Who's in the house? Oh man. I did a little teaser earlier about a huge mistake that I made. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't. It snowed today, so I was out.
Oh, that's right. You guys got a it's like you guys got like a big old snowstorm going on up there, huh?
Yeah, not like it was supposed to be a little bit worse, and then like I don't know, the final countdown thing kicked a little south, and we didn't get as much as they were saying we were going to get, but nevertheless, no school, and I'll take that.
Yeah, we had a birthday party, my little girl's 5th birthday party scheduled for next week, or scheduled for this Saturday. And like we got like torrential downpours like forecasted for all weekend, so we're kind of screwed.
Oh man.
So yeah, it's not looking too hot over here either. I'm trying to find my normal bikini chick that I use for my
post. Wow. Jay Michelin is in the house. JJ, what is up, brother? I was actually going to message you the other day on Detroit Lions refractors, but it's sold. Football as well, my man. Haven't talked to you in forever.
Big Lon. Lon said 6 inches here. I know what he's talking about, snow, right? Just can't help to, can't help myself. Keep it PG.
Wow, 11 big time. 11 people.
Jay Mitch in the house. What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Immortal's in the house. Oh no, that's that's not Immortal. That's oh no, that's different. It's a different name. We usually have somebody that pops in.
Dean. Adam.
Into his house.
Adam X Mortal.
Adam Mortal.
Adam Mortal.
Mr. Carlisle's in the house. Are you getting an echo over there?
No.
Okay, good.
He is, because he's watching it on both streams.
Okay, gotcha.
That's why.
Yep. What's up, guys? Yeah. So I don't know if you saw, but I teased a little bit on the old Instagram about a huge mistake that I made that is probably gonna alter the course of my collecting activities from here on out. It's pretty big deal.
Really?
Why am I so dark?
How did I miss this?
It was a Facebook, Instagram stories kind of post kind of thing.
Yeah, I usually pay attention to that stuff. What happened?
Yeah, so we'll get into that in a little bit. Because it's it's one of those things that I've avoided for quite some time, and then it happened the other day. I just like I stumbled upon it, and then I was like, oh, well, this is interesting. And then I was like, let me see how this works. And then I did a couple, and then fuck, man. Next thing you know, dude, I'm like digging through all kinds of stuff. I'm like neck deep in a rabbit hole, and I'm just like, God damn it. Like I can kind of see why people. Anyway, we'll get into it. But yeah. So Boda, question on your Arena Club video. Even at $5 a slab, don't you see trading 8 slabs for a 20-yard card as a loss? Yes, that is correct. So I got this question a couple of times. So that's correct. Two things here to remember. If you send in slabbed cards, so a lot of those cards that I had, even if I sent them in, I did a lot of trading for some of those. The only ones that I sent in, I probably sent in maybe 2 or 3 cards that netted me a lot of those cards because I was dealing for a lot of stuff. People know I'm a Rockets guy, so they were sending me big bundle deals, right? For 5 or 6 base rookie Houston Rockets cards, one, I don't know, other card that I had in my collection. So when you look at it in a vacuum, that deal, yes, you're absolutely right. If you're just thinking about the fact that, oh, he sent in 8 cards at $5 $5 a card, that's $40, and then he traded it for a card that he sold for $20. You're absolutely correct. The math is correct on that. But it's how you got to those 8 cards that ultimately matters as well, right? Like if you only submit ever in your entire life 3 cards to Arena at $5 a card, even at $10 a card, spend $30, and you wheel and deal your way into 10, 15, 20 cards. Well, what was your initial investment there, right? Like you that's
Right.
kind of that's really what I was also inadvertently trying to showcase in that video, is the ability for you to take 5 or 6 really good cards that are in your collection right now that you somehow got through some wheeling and dealing, trading, or whatever. Maybe you hit them in a box. It was a good card, but it really doesn't mean anything to you. Send them over to Arena and put them in your showroom, because those 3 cards can ultimately turn into 50 cards if you trade up and do your thing, if you're diligent about the way you trade up. And that's what I was, but and to this point, somebody else asked that in the comments, and I responded to their comment in the same way. It's really trying to show, I was really trying to showcase how you can do that, how you can turn 3 cards into 15, and then ultimately turn 8 of those into $25, and then maybe turn 3 other 3 into like 5 or 6 cards, and so on and so forth, right? But yeah, that's a good point. When I initially got the question on YouTube, I didn't really think about that, but I was like, oh, that's a good point. But to the other side of it is like, hey, you don't have to always submit cards in order to get cards on Arena, which is the great card. The great thing about Arena. So,
yeah, I just made a nice trade on there myself. I in the last couple days I moved, I don't even know, some 90s basketball for a Quinn Hughes, one of the Hughes brothers, Young Guns, in an Arena Club 10. And I picked up like a Michael Jordan. I don't even know what the hell it was. But then
any Jordan period doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah, Jordan 99 Upper Deck MVP, 99 Dynamic. I don't know, whatever. It's not an expensive card or whatever. But I traded Nash Topps Chrome rookie, an Ariel Amante, first Bowman Prospect Auto Refractor, an Akeem Olajuwon 96 Bowman's Best Refractor, and a Tim Duncan Topps Chrome rookie card for that Quinn Hughes and that MJ. And then today, that was done yesterday. And then today I turned around and turned that Quinn Hughes 10 into an Ohtani Bowman rookie card Arena 10. So I would just work myself into a nice Ohtani.
That's the beauty of it all. That's the beauty of it all.
I've been throwing out offers to like whoever.
Yeah.
There are some people like eBay, like wherever, they just, and myself sometimes, either their card, they listed it a long time ago and it's way, out of whack, or people don't know how to price 9.5s when they're not a BGS, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gem Mint. Those things get listed ridiculously stupid.
Yeah.
But, the one thing I will say is that while the trading, I think with these sites, what I'm starting to kind of get in my head is with these sites with the trading features, you gotta limit your expectations a little bit on the cash because of the trade, right?
Right.
And then I think like the way I've been looking at this now is I'm trying to get myself some nicer cards that I can call home and send to whatever.
To me, that's the game, right? It's the trade and recall, right? Like I'm one of my things that I'm always gonna take is if I have an Arena card and I get an offer for a PSA or a BGS or a CSG card, I'm gonna seriously consider that at a premium, just because I'm immediately recalling those, right?
Yeah.
Those are coming back home.
Well, so I don't know if I'd immediately recall it because again, I like the marketplace and I like the ease of not having to worry about crap.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
dude, that's the other thing is awesome.
What's that?
That's the other thing that's awesome is like you see something move, you get the email for it, you don't have to do nothing.
Nothing.
It's
just
done.
wait for the money to hit your account. If you sold it or if you traded it, it just shows up. You know, so I mean, I like that stuff. I think I started with 100 cards and I'm down to 86. So, you know, I've obviously moved 14 cards. I don't know. I've just been going through and it's time to, I've picked up some, I've certainly picked up some nice cards via trade.
Yeah.
And I definitely have a nice little variety, but I gotta move. I got some hockey cards I want to get rid of like bad. I lowered the prices on them.
Yeah.
So hopefully, I don't know, find some hockey collectors.
I don't think there's a lot of hockey folks on there though.
Well, point. You know what? There's I don't know. I found a couple.
Oh, there you go.
You know,
we got this question here from Mark. JD had a lot of views on his Jordan Star card video.
Yeah, those usually do well.
Yeah,
I've done a few of those.
The GOAT.
You know, I try not to talk star basketball cards unless it's something that's either shady, like I saw on eBay and Twitter and whatnot, or you know, just I think those star basketball cards are so undervalued.
Oh, I think so too.
And full disclosure, I own all of them but the 101. So like I'm not pumping the market. They're all different grades. I'm not looking to sell those right now. But I think those cards are just so undervalued. And then it cracks me up. As soon as PSA starts grading them, the same grade is like double the price. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because that was a big arbitrage at one point, wasn't it? Like as soon as they announced it, like that night, dude, you could see the sales of the BGS.
Well, it started with the 84 set, and then now they've opened it up, and it's just funny. You know what I mean? Like a BGS 7 is, which BGS for whatever, that's their own fault. They've let that company and that brand just, you know, become like Walmart, like
go to
ghetto.
Yeah.
And you know, but a BGS 7 is like, let's say it's 25, a PSA 7 is 5. It's just like, really? You know what I mean? Like, really?
It is what it is at that point. Of all cards you're collecting right now, who and what specific card are you chasing?
Who?
Okay, I'm gonna get real specific. You want to get specific? I'll get real specific.
He's going. Here we go. Now we're going F1.
We got F1. No.
Oh no! Thank God.
I actually got. I actually got the F1 card that I was looking for. Right now, what I'm looking for is 2021, 2022 Alperen Şengün NBA hoops, blue explosion to 35. I need that, and I need the 1 of 1 to complete my hoops rainbow of Şengün.
I have that blue explosion
to 35.
Yeah,
you do not.
I swear to God,
you're full of shit. Blue explosion to 35. You do not have, JD. I wish I knew what you. I wish I. No. That's not it. That's select.
I know. I'm just. Buffing.
I was good, dude.
It would be 3 times the price of whatever.
I know. And you know what? I'd pay it because they do not come up. They do not come up. I can't find them anywhere.
Really?
Yeah, I can't find them anywhere. It does not come up. Very rarely do any cards of any player in that blue explosion. The teal explosion, which is a pretty prevalent parallel in the hoops product, that comes up all the time. I got 10 of those. That's not a problem. It's the blue explosion. I already have the red explosion. I got the orange explosion to like 15, I think. But mind you, I was buying those cards in 2021.
Like $3, right?
Yeah. So I was picking them up in droves. The lime green Fanatics exclusive or Asia exclusive Fanatics boxes, Şengün's. I got like 10 of them, and I was picking them up for $1, $2 when he first got drafted. Yeah, but now I need that 35. That's the only one. That's the last one. Matter of fact, where's my little tablet. A little tablet around here where I'm keeping up on my rainbow chases. Anyway.
All right, so let's talk about this, right? Super Bowl, right?
What'd you think of the game?
I thought the 49ers pissed it away.
I think so too.
When Greenlaw randomly blew out his Achilles, that was a major
kind of the
loss.
beginning of the end.
He's a psychopath, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He just crushes people. So
Yeah.
that was strike one. Strike two, I didn't realize Brock Purdy, like his arm wasn't as strong as I thought.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just assume everybody in the NFL has a cannon.
So I agree. I think they all do have a cannon. I think the problem is how accurate is that cannon?
Yeah, but you watch Josh Allen throw, dude. It's different than Brock Purdy.
Right.
Josh Allen throws seeds, man.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy's like, I mean, I can't throw it. I couldn't do it, but whatever.
He's got a lob with some arc.
Yeah. A little bit of like a Mac Jones isn't a good comparison because he blows. Right. But then the other thing was they got away from running the ball.
Yeah.
Like you got CMC, man.
You got McCaffrey back there. Yeah.
Like you're up, milk the clock, don't give Mahomes the ball. And then all of a sudden it's just like, here comes these idiots. And I'm like, this is stupid.
The blown blocking assignment on that last was like on the 10-yard line. Just that was horrible. And then everybody's like, oh, Brock Purdy missed Ayuk. Well, no shit, he missed Ayuk. He was running from his life from CJ.
Yeah.
I mean, you got this 350-pound maniac.
Kansas City, I mean, granted, Mahomes made plays when he had to make the plays, but their defense was unbelievable. They had a hell of a, you know what I mean? They did a hell of a job. So
I might know a guy, but I might know a guy who'll take all that junk wax. Jason Hires in the house. What's going on, man?
Did you hit on any squares or anything?
No, dude. You know what? Dude, last minute we were trying to figure out what we were gonna do, and then last minute we just ended up going over to my buddy's place because it was his birthday also, and we went over there and just drank, and he smoked some ribs. It was dope, but
nice.
Kind of is what it is. I didn't really get into anything, and then here in Texas we don't have like easy access to like place bets. I would have placed a couple bets just to make it interesting, but the over under was like 41.5 or 40.5. I think McCaffrey to make a touchdown was like plus 420 or something like that, or 450 or something like that.
Yeah, I had him on like a plus 240 to get 2 scores. I thought that was automatic. Yeah, and like he gets that first one, and I'm like, sweet. And then I'm like, hello.
Yeah. You got nothing else after that.
The only bet I hit on all night was the Chiefs opening drive to punt. That was the only thing I hit all night.
Really? There was a lot of prop bets that I would imagine would have been interesting. Block punt, block field goal. I bet you that would have been a good prop bet to put down. Yeah. I imagine that one paid out pretty nice. And then
they had some good stuff going on FanDuel. And then man, thankfully I didn't go like moron and bet like stupid money, but like
it would have been nice to lay down a nice little parlay though, like a little 3-leg and same game.
Yeah, I had them, but like they just that game sucked offensively until the fourth quarter.
Right. Yeah, it was a snooze fest. It was a total snooze fest. I thought that's how it was gonna be because we were at the half. What was it, 10-0 at the half?
Yeah, it was like 10-0, 10-3. I don't know. I forget.
And part of my buddy's parlay was the over on 40.5, and I'm like, it's not looking too high for you, Bubba. And once we went into overtime, or when they were going to go into overtime, it was like, oh no, we're good, we got this. I was like, all right, cool, he should be all right. But yeesh, man, he was sweating it for like, cause he dropped a good amount of coin on that one, and he ended up cashing out at the end, so it went pretty good.
So all right, let's talk. Let's go back to cards here. Jason, I see your question. I don't know, man. If they hit 10s, I don't know. Couple $100.
$3.99 for Upper Deck. He has black and red, silver, gold promo cards in good condition. If I get a graded PSA 10, how much all 3 in a PSA 10? Shoot me some pictures on
Yeah, I
Instagram
need to see
just so
him.
we can get an idea what you're talking about, and we can look them up real quick on Card Hedge. We got 23 folks in here. If you guys wouldn't mind hitting the like button on this on the live
Yeah,
stream,
and,
that'd
and
be
whoever
great.
won the box of Chrome, the
Oh
hobby
yeah,
box.
yes,
So Zach reached out, man, and the person has not responded.
yeah, that is true. Let me see.
So I think we're gonna give it another day, and we're gonna pick the next person.
Yeah, that's actually probably a fair thing to do. I think you're right. So who was it?
I
I'm
mean,
trying to remember who it was.
it's not that hard. That's what she said.
That's what she said. Yeah. Yeah, he reached out to me earlier and mentioned that there was
Yeah.
no contact yet. I mean, it's a free box of car. I mean, listen, we'll take them if you guys don't want them, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, there you go, Boda. That's the real
Yeah.
question right there is what are the chances? First of all, shout out to Refractor Jones on Instagram.
Oh, he's the best.
He's the dude. Have you seen his recent Jordan submissions that he does?
Yeah, oh yeah, he's good dude.
Dude, he's got some nice cards. Unfortunately, none of them are going to be 10s. He's going to get kicked in the nuts.
Yeah.
And that sucks, man.
He's not, but he's a collector. You
Oh,
know
I
what
know.
I mean?
I know.
Like he's not. That's not anything. He's a hell of a dude, man. He sent my daughter a couple of nice Alex Morgan autograph pieces.
Oh, nice,
like
nice.
Olympic jerseys and like Olympic worn warm-ups and crap like that, man. Couple of softball things from my other dog. He's a very, very good guy. Love him to death. So Refractor, if you watch this, man, you're the best.
Blade Breaks is who won that hobby box from Key City. We'll give you
Blade, if you watch this, man, check your junk messages, check your requests on Instagram. We're trying to give you this damn box.
We're trying to give some shit away to you, man.
You got one more day, and then we're moving on to someone new.
Yeah, last week he sent me, man, yeah, that was February 2nd when he sent me a message. He was selling me an Elijah Wan promo card from the National. Which is he has a really nice one, but the one that I have is already autographed. So I got the same exact card in an autograph. Yeah, Jason, send me a DM, dude, with some pictures of them, just so I can see what they look like.
All right, so let's do this. You ready for this one?
Yeah.
eBay etiquette.
eBay etiquette.
This cracks me up.
Okay.
So I have a chat with Bobbles and Negatron. Which
Negatron 1 and Negatron 2.
Yeah. So all right, so check this out. People that sell on eBay, if you're in the chat and you sell on eBay, when you list a card and people start messaging you, hey, would you take X? Like if the card's $25, right? You list it for 25 and you get a message, hey, would you do 14? And I'm like, no. And then you get the message back of, how about meet me at 18, bro? The market's going down. Like my response was like, thanks for your insight, buddy, but I'm good. And then like an hour later, the card sold for full asking price. I'm like,
there you go.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, do you do that when you're on eBay? Like, I don't know where you buy your cards from. I buy most of mine off of eBay.
Yeah, same.
Do you message people and like, yo, bro? Like,
yeah. I mean, I typically don't like to make offers. Like, it depends, right? Like, it depends. Yeah. I'm on there buying for one of two things. I'm either buying cards that, like, for example, the Shingun, right? If I see the Shingun for sale,
yep,
with a buy it now that's not like just astronomical, I'm buying it. I'll even overpay a little bit. I need that card, right? And then there's other situations, the other side of why I'm buying, which is like today, for example, I right now am hunting a good deal on a PSA 10 Trae Young Prism Silver rookie card. I think well, because I think he's a great basketball player, and I think his card is $140 right now, and it was $6,000 at one point. Like,
yeah,
I think
true. It was a lot of money at one point.
it was ridiculous, dude. Ridiculous. I mean, him and Luka were like neck and neck, which is ridiculous to think. So I think he's really flying under the radar, but I think he's on the cusp of being traded. I think if not this year, definitely next year at some point, they're going to move Trae Young. Trae Young's going to make, he's going to start making some noise about how he's unhappy in Atlanta. And I think he's going to make a move, and I still think he's a great basketball player. So I want to buy one now. While they're where I think is the bottom of his market at like 130, 140 bucks. So in that case, I see some of these guys that have them listed for 200, 230, 240. But they're selling all day for 130, 140, 150, 130, 140, 150, that little range there. Just because I think the market is a little unsure about what Trae Young's going to do. And I think that's the best time, in my opinion, to try to snag one for cheap. So if I'm seeing these guys that are listing them for like 200 bucks, I mean, it sounds like a low ball deal, but I'm throwing 140 at them and going like, hey, buddy, like, I don't know if you've checked comps recently, but the price in these are pretty, I think you're priced a little high. And my idea there is that it's going to be one of two things. Either the guy is unaware of where the market currently is on his because he's got 10,000 other cards listed, or it's some guy who's just delusional, right? And, one way I'm expecting the guy to go, oh, shit, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Cards are kind of low. How about you meet me at 150? And then we can talk, right?
That card in a 10. Yeah. Was at $3,800.
Can you imagine, bro? Insane.
Oh my God. Now
it's at what? It's at what, like 130?
166.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, it's nuts, dude. It's absolutely nuts. And I like Trae Young. I think he's a great basketball player. I think he's still a good basketball player. I just think, so I don't expect, I don't send a sob story, right? Like, I just go by the numbers and then I shoot them a message. If they decline, then I may come up $5 or $6, but I'm not gonna like, hey, bro, check the, you know what I mean? Like, check this, check this, check that. I throw out an offer that I feel is fair, maybe a little cheeky, right? Maybe $10 off of what the last couple of comps are, but I don't go in there with a sob story. I don't go in there with like a, hey, bro, it's like, for what?
Yeah, no, I hear you.
You got a price on your card, and I'm either going to make you a fair offer or just walk if I really want it, or just walk away and leave you alone and just, hey, this guy's nuts. You know what I mean?
Now, do you know the little trick about?
Yeah, exactly, Lonnie. That's what I'm saying. Some of these guys are stuck in 2019, 2020.
Yeah, big time. Do you know the trick about like if you list a card for $50 and you send an offer to a watcher and they accept it for like 40, do you know that that pumps out at $50 and not the 40?
Why?
That's just the way the API thing works. So you can.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah. So you got to go in the back end and make sure yada yada yada. I learned that. That's been around for a little while now, but broing people is weird, man.
Yeah, it's really kind of odd.
I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. I was like, I've been selling cards for a long time, and I'm like,
what's funny though? I won't bro anybody on eBay, but I'll bro somebody at a card show.
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah. I did that. I did that on that Stockton on that Reggie Miller rookie that I was trying to buy. Right? I think the guy. I don't remember what the numbers were exactly, but he was maybe like 60% above like the last 10 comps. I mean, Reggie Miller rookie card's a pretty flat line value, right? I mean, it's not going up, not going down. I mean, it is what it is, right? And I was like, hey man, like you got this price kind of up there, last few comps were like at $80 for a PSA 9. You got it at like 130 or something like that. And I wasn't being condescending or anything. I'm just like literally just showing him like, hey, here's the last few. Like, what do you think? I'd be at $70 or I'd be at $65. And man, he looked at me like a cow looks at a Newgate, dude. He was just like, no, I need at least 120. I'm like, where do you get off? Like, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, where do you get off 120? Fuck you, 120. Like, where are you pulling 120 from? Who's paying 120? Nobody.
Nobody.
You must want to keep this card. And then I was like,
Nobody.
nah, and just, you know, and I just being polite. And I was like, all right, cool, man. I appreciate it. Thanks, man. And just walked away and thinking to myself, holy shit, man, this guy, you're going to sit on that card. I'll go down like 2 or 3 boots down and I'll pick one up for like 65, 70 bucks. You know?
Yeah.
Just like, it's insane, man.
It really is. Like, I don't know, man. It's just one of those things where I just say to myself, like, do you not want to make any cash? Like, there's enough data out there in the world where everybody can figure it out.
Right. Exactly.
You know,
we're not living in you know, the early 90s where you gotta whip out a Beckett. It's like, nah, bro, I could check 130 point, I could check card hedge, I can see what's going on. Like, you're not who you think you're fooling, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not even it's just weird. It's just weird.
Lonnie showing some love to the papaya. Hey, did you see the new the SF24 launched today?
The what?
No. Ferrari launched their livery. All right, never mind.
I saw Tiger Woods came out with his new brand.
I saw that Sunday Red. There's a reason why Nike was kicking him to the curb.
Well, yeah, but you know what? He made his money. He's going to make more money. Everybody loves Tiger.
Oh, all right. So let's check this out. My man Jason just sent me the screenshot of what he's talking about. Let me show you guys. And I kind of remember what there he is right there. He's got the gold, and this is SP, I think, if I'm not mistaken. The red, the silver, and the gold parallels on all 3 of these. What is that? Now I'm trying to. Now you're gonna send me down a rabbit hole here, Jason.
Yeah, $250
each one.
Yeah, I'd say the silver. When was the last time this thing sold?
Yeah, let me see. What year was that though? That's 90, 95, 96, right? 94?
Oh, 94. So silver just sold for 900 in September.
In a PSA 10?
Yep.
Holy hell.
Yeah, so I mean, they'll be all over the place. The gold will probably be where the hell's the gold?
There you go, Jason. Pretty sweet cards there, brother.
You get yourself some cash there, bro.
Yeah, PSA 10s, man. I mean, good luck on the 10, brother. I mean, that's, you know what I mean? That's the challenge on those kind of things. Yeah, that's the challenge on anything Jordan right now is, you know, they're doing some scrutiny on that kind of stuff, you know?
They're grading the living crap out of those things.
Dude, gold super rare. Yeah. Yeah, I think you got some pretty sweet cards there, Jason.
Yeah. Yeah, those will sell. If you're looking to sell those.
Yeah. Yeah, you shouldn't have any
collectors will be all over that, man. The second those, you know.
Oh, dude, and don't mess around and send them in and get 10s on all 3 of them and then move them all as a set. Oh,
you know, don't do that. If they all get 10, first of all, if they all get 10s, that's a shock.
Yeah,
they're prepare for 7s, and if you get anything better,
just
you know,
take the win.
They've been PSA has been so all over the place with the 90s stuff. Like my first order, I was like, what is this? It was like not even close. Then I kind of like for a while here have had it dialed in. And then the last order I got back, I was like, what is this? So like they're like wavering again. I don't know if they brought in a new batch of graders or what, but like
they could have, man. They're all over the place. I agree with you. They're just I don't know. It's just not consistent.
You're trying to grade cards for your collection or you know potential resale, and you get them back, and it's like you just wasted $20.
Yeah,
and it's like
foil stuff.
You know.
Yeah, that's the power in the key set that I have. You know, I managed to put that little set together with a pretty good. And again, I mean, and I sent those off to SGC, where I think, you know, from a grading accuracy standpoint, they'll hold to their standards a little bit better than PSA. There's less wishy-washiness going on. You know what I mean? I feel like at PSA, it really matters it really matters what grader you got on what day, and experience level, and like there's so much variation in the standards by which they grade that you're going to have some fluctuation in grading. Whereas I feel SGC kind of grades to a standard, and they train their graders to that standard on like what to look for, where things fall into that standard. Shout out to my man Dan. He sent me a couple cards where he got some pretty decent grades, and then just out of the blue got a 6, like 9999, got 110 or maybe a couple 10s, and then some 8s on some 90s stuff. Got 110 on some 90s stuff. So he was dancing, and he's like, then I get this oddball 6. It's like,
yeah. I got that on a nice Pedro insert. There's nothing wrong with this thing, so it should be an 8, and it came back a 6, and I was like, what is that?
Where?
Like what? Where is there a 6? And then I'm like looking at their stupid like description of a 6, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. Like if you look at the description of a 6, it's like it allows for like creasing.
Yeah, like lawnmowers and like you know what I mean? Like was involved in an airstrike. Like
exactly.
Like there's like whatever. I don't know. I don't want to get into
we'll get everybody. Well, so a little bit of a segue. So that's a good segue. A little bit of a segue into my mistake that I made. I made a huge mistake.
Let's hear about this.
Yeah. So I told you last week. So I did a submission back in November, bunch of Jordan stickers. And then I just recently did another submission. A lot of my high end, like low numbered Shingun stuff, and a bunch of other stuff that I sent over there.
Yeah.
So I got about 50 cards right now sitting out there in 2 different orders with PSA. And so I was looking I check every other day just to see if there anything changed on the status or whatever. And then I look, and then I was like, I looked up at the top and I saw the set registry thing, and I was like, I've never clicked this. Everybody's always talking about the set registry. I never clicked this before. So I click on the set registry. And then
Negatron's here.
And then everything pops up. Oh, you hater. Negatron's a hater. He's a hater. You must be a Verstappen fan. Anyway, and so I click up on I click up on the set registry, and I'm logged in, so it pulls up my set registry, and then it starts throwing all these little things at me. It's like, you have yet to upload to your set registry. You have 0 cards in your set registry. And I'm like, oh, I wonder how this works. All right, so I
started.
Yeah, exactly. So I start digging through my my card capsule case. Shout out to the boys over at Card Capsule. Start digging through my case, and I pull out some of my Elijah ones. I got a PSA 1088 Elijah one, PSA 1087 Elijah one. So I scan it. I mean, I put the number in, and it pops up, and then it says, "Oh, this is an Akeem Elijah one. By the way, would you like to start the Elijah one registry set?" It's on 800. It's 837 cards, and I was like, "What? Like this is it? Like let me see." So I click. And sure enough, it says, add this to the registry. And I'm like, well, this is interesting. 213 cards later, 6 registry sets registered. And I'm balls deep in the PSA set registry. I'm screwed, buddy.
The problem with the registry right now is they're like, you can't add new sets. So
what do you mean you can't add new
sets? They're like updating the registry.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
So I can't, like, no one can add new sets, like if they're not in the registry, which is a pain in the ass because I have sets completed that I'd like to log.
Yeah.
But
you have
registry is a real bitch. It's a real bitch,
dude.
Because then you're hooked, and that's what they
hooked,
want,
bro. That's
what they want.
Yeah. I know they got me. I and I'm just like, this is so much fun. Like. Especially since like I got an 86 Fleer Elijah one back here and a PSA 8, which is by all intents and purposes a pretty damn good grade for that card.
Yeah.
And I got some other, SP authentics and stuff like that, Elijah ones that are in, not the greatest of grades, but PSA 7s, PSA 8s. I got a couple of 88, 89 Elijah one hoops, PSA 10s, PSA 9s. And in one of those registries, my PSA 10 is like a pop 3. So like there's none higher. Like there's only 2 that are the same grade. Like there's only 3 10s out there. So it's like now I feel like all special and shit because like I got these cards that not very many people have, and I got them in my set registry.
You get the badge for like you're the only one.
Yes, bro.
Yeah.
So now it's like, all right, well, I'm what am I gonna do? So now I'm sitting on all these
good about yourself for the first time in your life. I get it.
Fuck, man. That's just like I don't know, Mark. I would imagine that there isn't too many, but
you never know.
I am now.
Yeah. I actually with my KG sales that I've been doing.
Yeah.
I was like top 3 or whatever for the master set, and now I'm people have been buying shit left and right, and I've been getting shit out of my registry.
Yeah. That's another thing I had to do was send people the notifications like, hey buddy, you don't have this card anymore.
I own that.
Yeah, that's my shit.
Yep.
Which was
do you think it was
kind of cool too.
So all right, so take that, right? And flip over to CGC for a second.
Yeah.
The up and comer.
The up and comer. Yeah. The new kids on the block.
The up and trying to, whatever.
Yeah.
So they have a very nice, they came right out the blocks, minus their like 97 versions of their their flip and whatever.
Right.
They came right out of the gates with a set registry. And that's what people always bitched about SGC not having was a set registry and this and that. And CGC did. CGC really hasn't gained any traction in sports cards.
Yeah.
Why is that, my friend? Does PSA have such a like that you just learned or like you just showed why?
Right.
Because PSA has had years of this registry and whatever and and tweaking the tech, so like it's almost like what if that I think there's a couple of different ways to collect. There's raw, there's graded, and then there's graded non-PSA stuff, right? Because
to your point, yeah, one of the biggest one of the folks that I've always looked up to hobby wise is Mike Moynihan over at Bench Clear. He's said it several times how much he really hates some of the practices of PSA and the way they do things and things like that. But he is only there because his registry is like phenomenal, right? Like his entire thing, like he calls it the big, I think he calls it the big machine or something like that. The big custom built
that like card catalog thing.
Card catalog thing that he's got behind, which is dope. Like, but he had it specifically built to the dimensions of a PSA slab. And he has them that way because he has he participates in the registry, and I'm pretty sure he's pretty highly ranked in that registry in terms of the stuff that he collects, because he collects vintage baseball. And he talks a lot about how he's the beast. There you go, Boda. He calls it the beast. He talks a lot about how much of what he does and the way that he buys and what he buys and the things that he collects, and it's all registry centric, right? And I can definitely see how that can like one of the things that we talked about at the beginning of the year, right, is what was our New Year's resolutions, right? And one of them for me was to focus my collection a little bit better. And to what a better way to do that than to not only do it on the registry, but then like flex your registry,
right?
And that's insane.
So are you officially becoming a PSA a full timer?
I don't know. Here's what I'll say is that they just released. Let me see. PSA card on Twitter. They just released
Jason, what do you mean by this? I don't. You guys think
SGC should be second place marketing pricing overcome BGS?
What is it? I don't even know what that means.
Are you asking? Should we do we think that SGC should be number 2? I think that's what he's saying.
They are.
Yeah,
I mean,
they definitely are. They definitely are. So they just released this, and they didn't just release this. They posted it today, but I think starting February 1st, they were talking about this. So this is their new service levels and prices.
$129. Get out of here.
Walk through 10 business days. Hey, listen, man. You know what's funny about this? I'm with you, right? $129. Get all the way the hell out of here. But if I was to pull a Wembenyama silver, that's probably where I'm sending it. And I'm paying
Express?
I'm paying the $125. I'm getting it back in 10 days, and I'm selling it for $2-3 grand, whatever it's going for right now.
Is it going for that much?
Oh, dude, Wemby silvers right now. They're
yeah, but you got to look at what's the value on those things because you might not be able to express it.
No, I think Express is up to $5 grand.
Oh, is it? I don't know.
Yeah,
dude.
I think so.
I don't play up in that ballpark. How the hell do I know?
Yeah, neither do I. This is where I'm at right here. Bulk is $18.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, bulk is $18.
Yep.
So
they must have. So they clearly hired people, or they clearly that opening up. I don't know.
Now they're saying 45 business day turnarounds instead of 65 business day turnarounds.
Right.
So they're actually
they've been actually moving a little bit faster than that.
Well, I still have my order from November that's supposed to be done at the end of this month, so we'll see. But I mean, again, you always everybody has always known me to be the SGC guy. I've always pushed for SGC because I like the way that they do grading, right? They do grading really well. But one of the things that our man Victor, he recently put out a video where he was talking about he has a bit of a shift in the way he's doing things, where he used to sell the 10s and keep the 9s.
Keep the 9s.
Right? But then he started talking about how much of a disparity in price.
It's insane.
That there is between a 9 and a 10. And then he started thinking about, well, what happens later on down the line when I decide to leave this to somebody who is not going to have the same passion for this as I am, and they need to turn it into some money.
Yep.
Right? The 10s are going to be worth 5-6x more than the 9s. And, you know, and I'm starting to have the same questions about SGC versus PSA, right? Because a lot of the stuff that I have is ultra modern, right? I have some 80s, 90s hoops stuff, you know, but for the most part, that's still considered modern. And when it comes to modern PSA, I mean, I don't have any 1950s stuff. I don't have any tobacco stuff. I don't have any pre-war stuff where SGC would command the top dollar, right? And man, the market really doesn't care. The market doesn't care. The market goes PSA 10 or go fuck yourself.
Now, I will. Let's. You know what? Now you sparked the wick. So also, I believe it was Victor who just mentioned the same thing about PSA's numbers that gem rate is showing.
Yeah, insane.
Yeah, but that's all over the place for the world. Like their Tokyo.
Oh, yes, he did bring up that point. That was a great point.
I did not know that, Grasshopper. So I learned something. You know?
I didn't know that, but I figured that, but I didn't really harp on how important that point was until Victor pointed it out.
You know, because I'm curious if you just pulled, if there was a way for oh my God, I can't even think of his name. Sheesh. But if there's a way for GemRate to just pull out the US submission numbers, I wonder how close that sports card category really is between SGC and PSA. You know what I mean? Like, because I would assume, right? Like, if the TCG side is the exact same as far as like that 1.2 million, it's like 600,000 is sports cards, 600,000 is TCG,
TCG,
right?
yeah.
What amount of those sports cards are being submitted in the US and what amount of those are being submitted overseas? Um,
Yeah.
I'd be really Ryan. That's it. Ryan at GemRate. It had a brain fart. But like, if there was a way, I'm gonna have to ask him that too.
Yeah, shout out to
if
the
there-
gym rate guys. Yeah, so you're talking about
that number. Nope. Nope.
this
That
one,
number.
sports and miscellaneous.
So now again, I don't know if this is, Vic is a smart man. He's not going to say things that aren't true. I don't know. It just was interesting.
No, I got to imagine it's correct because all of these numbers are off of their pop report.
Right.
Like
Right.
so if the gym right folks are doing it much in the same way I was doing it, I was doing a weekly dump of
Right.
the
Yeah.
pop report.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't matter where it was graded, right?
It would be interesting though if there was a way to break it down versus, to see like Japan or wherever the hell else they have
Right.
operations.
Right.
Anyway, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much into it, but
No, I think it's a fair point.
because then again, because that to me, like, so let's say, just for crap and giggles here, let's say there's 200,000 sports cards being submitted at their Japan facility. I don't know if there is, but that number now is 300,000 ish or so US people a month. SGC is essentially half of that. It starts to really make that market data look a little different.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, out of the 1 point, what was it? 1.2, half of it's TCG.
Right.
And half of it's sports.
Right. Well, it's just call it a 50-50 split. So anyway, I don't know what these other guys going to do. CGC, SGC. I think SGC keeps doing what they're doing. Again, we said this last week. Birdie just made a good point. They should merge. I don't know if that would ever happen. But I think if SGC switched their slab to something similar to CGC, it would be on like Donkey Kong.
Yeah. I agree.
I really do. I really do think that would light a fire under of values of that product. But what do I know? You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're just a bunch of lugs over here
Yep.
talking shit.
Yep.
Not a lot is being said though about SGC's 30% bump month over month from December to January at 141,000 sports cards graded.
Yeah.
That's huge.
And it's good to, it's another thing to tip your hat to them too, is like you keep hearing about the economy, right? And everything is and they're chugging along.
But but you know what it is? They're running some really great specials.
Yes.
On like the hot product. Now, and that's here's another thing too, is you asked me a question. It's like, hey, are you a full-time PSA guy now? Are you sending? I haven't sent anything to SGC in quite a while. Yeah. But that has a lot to do with the type of specials that they're running is not on stuff I collect. It's all on Bowman and it's all on Tops. And I don't collect that, unfortunately. Right. And right now my big thing is my Rockets is my Rockets rookies. Those guys are going to be great basketball players for years to come. And they aren't running any. I'm going to have to pay $15 to get it graded at SGC. And I could pay $15 to get it graded at PSA. And at the end of the day, unfortunately, when it comes to the market value of these cards, much like Vic had the epiphany of, why am I selling 10s and keeping 9s? I need to keep 10s and sell 9s. They're worth more. That's where I'm at, unfortunately. Now, if they start running basketball specials, $9.
I mean, I've already gone through that whole process of.
Yeah, you have. I'm lagging behind.
You know what I mean? Like I already did this, and I will say, like, it definitely is a difference. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, there's no BS, whatever. I don't know. I will say though,
Ricardo
raw cards have an extremely massive market, and shit sells faster than like
Yeah.
on my phone. I listed 15 cards before we get on tonight, and 4 of them sold in the hour we've done this.
No way.
Yeah,
I
I
need
mean,
to start doing that too.
I had like 15 or 16 sales today alone. Just it's
I'm
not.
gonna
It's
start
like
bundling up some team. I'm start doing
I
some
wouldn't.
team bundles.
I wouldn't do that.
No, they
I'd
don't. They don't do well.
I don't know. I mean, I don't do that. I don't. I would just
I'll have to
list
look and
shit
see.
and whatever. You know what I mean? Kind of depends too on what the value is of like those individual. You know what I mean? If a card's
Yeah,
only 25 cents, then yeah, throw it in on something. But if you got a bunch of $1 to $4 cards, I wouldn't list them in a lot. I'd sell them separately.
yeah. With the PWE, huh?
Hmm.
Yeah, that might be the
Yep.
move. Yeah,
So let me ask
evolution
you
of a
this.
collector.
This is the last thing I wanted to touch on, and you just mentioned it. COVID 4 years ago, many of us have rekindled collecting and whatnot, and because of COVID.
Yeah.
Was the best thing to come out of COVID for people eBay's standard envelope program?
Oh,
Was that the number one thing?
could be, man. Yeah, could be. I
I
think.
thought about that earlier, and I wanted to make sure we talked about it tonight. I
Yeah,
think it legit could be.
yeah. 88 cents for a seller to ship something. I mean,
Yep,
it's like,
with some
ah.
tracking that doesn't necessarily track, but hey, they tell you it tracks. But
Well, it doesn't necessarily track, but it gets there 90% of the time,
yeah, yeah,
right? So if you're
I'd say
selling dollar,
yeah,
$2 cards,
yeah,
it's like, all right, if I gotta refund one or two every month or so, kind of worth it,
yeah,
for 88 cents.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. So I have a hard time coming up with something that's better.
What is it? eBay envelopes can buy my juice. Yeah, they suck, man. But you know, one thing I'll say about the eBay envelope is that it goes both ways, right? Because I'm a buyer and I'm also a seller, and so are you, right? Like, I mean, you're doing a lot more selling these days,
Yep.
but I'm doing a lot of buying. So from my end, it's nice to pay the dollar, right? To
Yeah.
get the card, to get the $5-6 card that I want, and not have to pay $3.47 for it to come in a plain white envelope anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
and then if it doesn't show up, then I can just easily, like, hey, I never got this, refund me my money. Um,
Yep.
but
And
again,
it's like you said,
again,
it's such a low amount usually that like,
exactly.
okay, here you go, man. Here's your 10 bucks.
Right, right.
Now, I will say, you know, sometimes with that envelope not, getting there or taking a little longer, or the tracking doesn't update, people use those as loopholes, and
Right.
then you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
like, I mean, there's shady bastards
There's gonna
everywhere.
be bad actors
Um,
everywhere. Yeah,
you know,
exactly. But I mean,
you
that's
know.
I can't disagree with you, man. Um,
Yeah, Ricardo, I don't know. I mean, other than what Ricardo's saying, which
yeah.
is true as well, because I mean, the thing that actually kickstarted me was Kobe's death.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's what kickstarted me, because like I think I've told you this story. First thing I did was like almost like subconsciously, I got the alert on my phone. I came inside, I texted my buddy, and then I got on eBay and I bought 3 Kobe Bryant rookie cards,
Yeah.
like, without even thinking about it, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Huh," and then, like, I bought a couple more things, and
I
then a
I
couple
did the
more
same
things.
thing. I one of them's right here, and then the other one's a couple of other places. I got like a handful of them. Yeah, I did the same thing, man. Show the chat.
Yeah.
So I emailed you. Would you email
Yeah,
me,
and you know
babe?
what? Ricardo is right with this. There's a lot of people in this hobby now, like, a lot, and a lot of them have not left. Um
No.
which is a really good thing, because there are some awesome I've met some awesome people. I've talked to some awesome people. It made you and me and our marriage. We that came from COVID. You
That
know what
came
I mean? So
yeah,
like,
yeah. That started all
you
this
know,
nonsense.
they Wuhan tried to take us down, but we were
Gotta
just like,
take us
nah,
down
son.
and made us stronger.
Like, like, yeah, nice work, dummies.
Yeah. Yeah, that backfired.
Yeah, stupid.
Look
Oh
at Bay.
man.
Watch this. Check out Bay Area flexing his
Oh,
Mickey Mantle. He got authentic altered. What they say
oh,
was
that
altered on
is,
this thing.
and probably is trimmed.
That's a kick in the nuts, though, huh?
That's a beautiful card right
That is a
there.
good looking card, man. I mean, slightly off center, top to bottom, but it presents really well, man. That is nice.
That is that's a beautiful card. Card I hope to someday. Oh,
51
that's a
Bowman.
beautiful card too.
Both of them came back authentic altered.
It's
Were
probably
you
trimmed, bro.
expecting those, Bay? Were you expecting those grades there, or were you actually looking for a numbered grade? Because that would,
Those are
man.
absolute. Who the hell's cards are these? Bay
These are my
Area
man Bay Area.
dog. These are some awesome cards.
That is, I mean, dude, how many guys would sell their souls for this card right now?
I would love that card.
In any grade. I mean, give me one that's been mangled. I
I
don't
would take
care.
it. I would take it like that right there.
Yeah.
Authentic altered. That the eye appeal on that thing is beautiful.
He said he was hoping for a number. That sucks, man.
Yeah. Sometimes though, man, like the presentation is key.
The guy who sued PSA. Shout out to my man.
Yeah.
Both of these
Get his
cards
email
were.
address off the.
Oh, he
Get his
said they
email
were.
address off the. Yeah, damn.
He said they were in screw downs.
Oh.
Yeah, so they
Yeah, but
well, so
yeah,
remember there was two kinds of screw downs, right? There was the
yeah,
screw
the one
downs that
without
actually had the
yeah,
recess.
yeah. But
That
even that recess wasn't like a recess. It was like
nah, but it was
keep again.
enough, right? It was enough.
Some of it.
Yeah, some of them were. Some of them were just basically two
I
pieces.
had a 56 Willie Mays. My wife got me for Christmas one year, and it came in this screw down that honestly was like this. Like I could have beat someone to death with the screw down it was in. I was like, okay, like what? I like took it out of the thing, and I was like, all right, like.
I had an autographed Sean Kemp like that, where it was like one of those like 5-pound screw downs, like just 5 pounds of
like keep your door open in a friggin' tornado. You know what I mean?
with like the big gold screws, like
big screws. Yep.
So the 52 went to SGC, and they looked at the card and said that they agreed with PSA. Interesting.
Wow. Yeah, you know what? Teddy's the Birdman is right. Send him to Kurt.
Pass for grading.
I
think he said he's. Yeah, everybody's saying the same thing. Send those to Kurt. Oh, he has spoken to Kurt. What did Kurt say?
Kurt said, "Send him on over, bro."
Yeah. Oh yeah, my man Kurt. Yeah, he'll massage those up for you real nice.
He's got that humidor at like 68 right now,
dude.
He's smoking a stogie. He's playing.
That dude does work, man. That I really, I mean, like I said, dude, there's a lot of people that don't like what he's doing. I think what he's doing is freaking awesome.
I think what he's doing is fine.
As long as he's not trimming shit up and doing anything shady, man.
Right.
Dude.
Hey, Bay Area, where did you would you pick those up from like a fellow collector, or like what's the story with those? How'd you get those? Card shop, card show, eBay,
probably a private sale, maybe.
You rob a storage unit.
I would imagine it's a private sale that popped up. Just some people in his circle that he knew. I gotta imagine Bay is up there with our boy Lou, you know.
Oh, is he?
Just on some of the interactions him and I have had, yeah, I think
he's a baller.
Yeah, I think my boy Bay's a baller. Had a card shop back in the day. And had a guy came and sold it to him.
There we go.
Card shop back in the day. That's how you do it.
All right.
That's what I want to run into. I want to run into one of those storage units where they were just
loaded.
Storing. Yeah, they were just loaded.
I want to just come across like that, like just something cool. Like a find like that no one knows what they have, and I do, and I like don't fuck it up, and I buy it for like $10. And I go home and I'm like, Omar, you're not gonna believe this shit. I just got this card for $10. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Can you imagine, dude, the adrenaline rush?
Yeah. Here
Because
you
you
go.
know
Here
what
you
you're
go.
looking at,
Yeah.
right? You
Here's
know
20.
exactly what you're looking at, and nobody else knows what you're looking at. They don't know
Yep.
what they're looking at, right? And
Yep.
you know what they're looking at.
Yep.
And listen, you just described the premise for Chasing Cardboard, my man Ty, and his show
Yeah,
Chasing
but
Cardboard.
he does it all like fancy and crap. Like I'm talking
Yeah, of
about,
course. But the
low
story's the
budget
same.
film.
Yeah. The
It is.
story's the same though.
It is.
He pulls out some stuff, man.
Yeah,
dude.
but those people generally know what they got. You know what
For
I
the
mean?
most part,
Most
yeah.
people do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There was that one episode where he bought an entire collection sight unseen that he bid online for. And I think he bought I think he paid maybe like $4,000 for like a house full, like 3 rooms, floor to ceiling. Just one of the best episodes. It was a 2-part episode, yeah. And then him and Mike went in on the deal, and Mike was pulling out like vintage 50s stuff that he was like he was going nuts over. And the lady was like, "Yeah, just get it out of here. I don't even know what to do with all of this."
Wow.
And his buddies came over and they were helping him unload. I think they unloaded like 3 or 4 freaking U-Hauls and like an SUV full of stuff. Like, it was insane, dude. Insane, some of this stuff once the guy pulls out. Shout out Contenders in the house.
Maple Fade. I do the same to his gold card. I love Acuna.
He said, "I pray to the."
Me and Maple made an international deal. I shipped him up some cards across the border.
Nice. Yeah. I need to get some of those. I need to get some of those deals that he gets on those basketball cards, man. Nobody up in
I'll tell you what.
Shit.
For those of you that think you found some deals, Maple Fade, aka Contender Sports Cards, he's up in Canada, and listen,
on basketball, what
for like $5, he comes home with like $300,000 worth of cards. It's so stupid.
Yeah, it's insane, dude. He was sending me, especially like because he likes Shingun also.
Yeah,
he's like, "Oh man, look at this! I picked up this card for like $5," and I'm like, "What?"
Yeah,
it's like
he was sending me like Devers like stuff back like I don't know, months ago. Check out this Devers auto I got. Devers is a baseball player, Omar. Don't worry.
Yeah,
and it's all right. It's all right. And he's like, yeah, $10.
I know who Devers is, by the way. Rafael Devers. You've talked about him on the podcast like 50 times.
Look at
you. You got a serious man crush for him.
I do. Although I hate the Red Sox right now. I'm on serious strike from them. So
Bay said he paid $4,200 for the 52 and $2,000 for the 51.
In 1997.
97. Talk about a ROI, buddy.
Let me ask you this question.
Bay, if you don't mind me asking, what did you pay to have them graded? Just curiosity.
The same amount he paid to get them back in 1997.
Me and JD will never submit anything at that level.
Let me ask you a question while we're waiting for Bay Area. If you could open up a card shop, right now, and you have no idea if it's going to be successful. You got your inventory, whatever you got. You got a spot. Would you open one up?
Dude, I don't know why your timing on this question is immaculate. It's immaculate. And I'm going to tell you why. Because it's something that I've been thinking about for a while. Just for a couple of reasons. So I live in Houston, which is a top 5 metropolitan city. It's massive. The footprint that is the Houston metro area is bigger than most states in the United States. It takes you an hour and a half roughly to go from the west side of Houston to the east side of Houston, and from the south side of Houston to the north side of Houston. It takes you about an hour. And that's in no traffic, So we have a massive city. And in this city, in this large city of Houston, there's maybe 3 card shops.
Really?
Yeah. And one of those card shops is actually, but there's a handful of like trading card places that sell TCG and Magic and stuff like that, Pokemon and all that stuff. But bona fide card shops there's maybe 3, I think. And there isn't one on my side of town. So I've actually thought about it. I've thought about opening it. And this is something that I've discussed with my brother. My brother's usually the one that talks me out of stupid ideas. And it's just been one of those ideas that I haven't been able to shake because I'm like, I'm relatively smart. I've started up a couple businesses in the past.
Yeah.
And I kind of know what I'm doing. I'm in supply chain professionally, so I know what I'm doing in terms of like inventory values and what it takes and inventory turns and how to make money, all that stuff. I know all these things. This is all secondhand knowledge that I have. Up until recently, and I'll tell you offline, where I saw some of the absolute dog shit crap that these distributors play for you to get product.
Yeah.
If you're not Backyard Breaks, or if you're not, Contenders Breaks, or like some of the big breaking guys, if you're not one of those guys, good luck getting product. And if you do want product, here's what you got to do. You have to spend $5,000 we're going to offload dog shit product on you that we haven't been able to sell, in order for you to qualify to get some of this new product that we're probably still going to only allocate you maybe 1 or 2 boxes. It is absolutely insane. The games that these distributors play with these LCSs in order to get them product.
Sure, but if you take out the product for right now, right?
But you have, that's the whole point.
I to some degree. Most dudes, right? If you go in, you got some selection and you got some cases and whatever.
Yeah.
And most dudes are going in to shoot the shit for an hour or so, get the hell away from their wife and kids.
Sure.
Maybe spend $20, blah, blah, blah. Would you do it? Would you do it?
I would. I still would. So despite all of everything that I just said, this nonsense with these distributors and the way that they treat these local card shops, I would try to do other things to make money, right? You mentioned having really good product, right? Houston has a really rich history in sports with the Astros and the Rockets. And, I would offer I'd really try to, get because our college towns are really, I bet you I could sell Johnny Manziel cards. I bet you I could sell Vince Young cards.
Right.
Like I could sell, you know what I mean? Like I can move these to Texas Tech. I could definitely sell Mahomes cards. There's a lot of stuff that I could sell that I would try to keep in inventory. So I'd be like at these card shows looking out for inventory that I can put in my shop and sell. I'd also try to deal in jerseys and signed helmets and game used memorabilia and game shoes and cleats and things like that, jerseys. And I'd be all over the place with it, in terms of that. I'd host trade nights, I'd host whatever trade-in nights, and just I don't know, I'd figure out something, right? I'd figure out a way to make it work. But my main thing would be I would want to sell like all the new product like to the kids, and like have things to give away to the kids and stuff like that. And I'm not a big baseball guy. So, Topps is coming in and trying to fix a lot of these problems with that. And so, right now for the next 2 years or so,
I don't know about that.
But they're trying to like, that's what they said that they're going to do, that they said they're going to try to streamline and like do away with all this nonsense. But they say that, and then the Bronny and LeBron 1-of-1 got pulled like on a Fanatics Live thing.
Yep, go to PSA 10. It's at PWCC.
It's like
I'm shocked you got a 10.
God, yeah. Come on. How many 1-of-1s are getting a 10 like that? That's just.
Right.
Yep. But I still think I would, man. For what you just said, I don't think that it's that the hobby's getting any smaller. That's for sure.
Yep.
And I think there's a good base of people that have been built up, and I think there's an appetite for it. And I think Houston's a pretty big city, and I think we can make it happen.
All right, man. Well, on that note, it's time to shut it down.
Time to shut it down. 20 people in the live stream with us. We got all the way up to like 30 at one point, which is kind of dope.
Yeah, like 33, I think.
Yeah, if you guys haven't already, please hit the like button on the stream. So we did it Tuesday this week. We were gonna do it Wednesdays, right? Or no, Thursdays. Thursday nights was our original day, but then Sports Card Radio, which is a massive stream, was doing their stream at the same time we were, or let me say, we were doing our stream at the same time they are doing their stream.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to compete with that, to be honest with you, because those guys are juggernauts compared to what we do. And so we just decided to move it to Tuesdays. This is kind of what worked best for our schedule. But I think, JD, we said not this Sunday, but next Sunday, we're coming back and we're going to start Sunday nights streaming.
Yeah.
So be on the lookout, folks, for that stuff. I got a couple videos banked that are going to be coming out this week or coming out next week also. But
I'm leaving the country. So.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You're on your way to what, like fucking Bora Bora or something like that? Where you going?
The Bahamas.
The Bahamas. There you go.
Yep.
I'll be up there with Chris up in Banff in April.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go do some hiking up there in the Canadian Rockies. So
really?
That's gonna be dope. Yeah, I'm turning 40, bro. So I gotta go do something. I said I wasn't gonna be in the country for my 40th birthday. And then I kind of reneged on that. I was like, I just kind of want to go to a Rockets game. And then my wife was like, nah, you said you were going to be out of the country. So I'm booking us a flight. We're getting out of here.
Nice.
So, yeah, that's what we're doing.
The door doesn't fall off, bro.
Huh?
Hopefully the door doesn't fall off on the plane. That's like a common thing now.
Oh, dude, I'm not.
That's why. Just drive. You're better off driving.
You can drive to the Bahamas?
No, I'm driving to Florida, and then I'm going to take a boat over to the Bahamas.
Oh, that's smart. Okay, yeah. You cruising it or what? Were you on a cruise or what?
Yeah.
Nice. I still haven't had the balls to do a cruise yet.
This is my first cruise, so I'll let you know when we.
Yeah, let me know how that goes, bro. Because I've been off. I've stayed off of them for a long time, and I'm starting to get to that age where people are like, "Hey, come on, let's go on a cruise," and I'm like, "Yeah, floating hotel, no thanks," you know.
Yeah,
but I might be talked into it. Who knows?
Yeah, but boats have doors that lead to the ocean, and you can get in a life raft, or the Coast Guard can come get you. You fall out of a jet, it's over.
Yeah, it's it.
There ain't no coming back.
There's no coming back from that.
All right.
Thanks a lot, everybody. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us for a little bit. Remember, the next episode, the next live stream is going to be not this Sunday, but next Sunday. I'll go ahead and post that so you guys can save it and get your notifications set up. But we thank you guys for hanging out. Remember, the Card Hedge app is available for download. You can also sign up at the link below. I need to set up all the links. I got to do better about doing that. But if you haven't already, hit the like button on the stream. We appreciate you guys watching.
Yeah, you muted yourself.
Yeah, there. All right, we'll see y'all next week.
Later,
Love y'all. Peace.